Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today because it is the best day of the week, you guys. It's RWBY Day. Oh, guys, I have been counting down to this day. I am really enjoying this volume so far, and I'm really just looking forward to seeing it all kind of unravel. And I have some theories about things that I think they're trying to emphasize this season and everything. I know a lot of you guys out there do as well. But I'm really just happy to watch it play out and watch this, this whole new world just kind of unfold and see what it all means. So yeah, we had a lot going on last time, you guys. I will briefly get into my lingering thoughts on it. Before I do just want to say, if you are joining me early today, you know just what that means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so very much. And as always, I'm sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still, thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in that description down below. And if you're joining me on those YouTubes, I hope you'll hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you so much for that. All right, guys. So one thing that people pointed out to me a lot after last episode, and I'm like, oh my God, you are so right, is that we have most of our crew is shrunk, and RWBY does not have a weapon. We have not recovered Crescent Rose. So we're in trouble when it comes to defensive, which I'd say isn't necessarily going to be a thing if we're just going around in a fairy tale. But I mean, we already saw we had a heavy battle situation just last episode. So you never know, when it's going to pop up that we're going to have to defend ourselves. That being said, the battle scene was amazing. And the combos were just blowing my mind. Really blowing my mind. We got to see RWBY for just a second. I feel like she slipped through a little bit, And honestly, I think, and this is what a lot of you out there are thinking as well, I think this season is going to emphasize RWBY finding herself, RWBY prioritizing her self-care and mental health, because we have always seen her supporting others and just always just kind of we've seen her briefly be in despair. It's not true that she's never had a bad emotion or something. That wouldn't be realistic. But we've never really seen her, we haven't had time to stop and really focus on her healing. And with Penny's death, I feel like that's something she's really going to have to focus on, is her own healing and her own journey. And a lot of you have said that Little is going to help her and already is helping her. And I couldn't agree more. And a Little helps me just by existing. I love Little so much. The two of them were almost kind of acting in unison last episode. So I'm yeah, they are definitely connected somehow. Speaking of connected, we know that humans have gotten a really bad reputation in the Ever After, presumably because of actions that Alex took. We know the story, but we don't really know much more. I mean, any details or anything else, or what it was really like. We know that all these stories probably maybe there was a little something more to them than what you actually read about. So who knows what's going on with that, but I'm sure we'll get more into that. You guys drew the really awesome parallel that the conversation about Alex making some wrong calls can be drawn back to maybe how our crew feels about some of the calls that they made, back on Atlas and everything. So I think that's it's interesting to kind of see how would this apply to their actual lives and journey and everything. Because there's one thing I'm putting together very quickly, and that's that the Ever After is going to be very linked to feelings and emotions. Because we already had the auction where everything that was up, and of course it would be stuff, it wouldn't be, if there wasn't money in the ever after, then we wouldn't have to worry about prices. But the fact that the prices were all some kind of feeling related, something that's pretty telling. So yeah, guys. So we just had so much. We had Neo showing up. We had that amazing display with Neo. I don't know what was going on at the end there. If that was like a semblance upgrade or what. But yeah, I felt bad for that, the Jabberwocky. But you guys pointed out, she may have tamed it and added it to her crew as opposed to harm it. We'll see. We'll see. Because it did look in the theme like she's assembling a crew. But now that we've seen like the multiples of her, maybe it was just that. So, so we still have a lot left to cover. This is episode 4. We are almost halfway through the season now. So I'm very curious to see where it's all going. So without further ado, what do you say we go ahead? We jump right into the next episode of RWBY. Let's do this. The theme. Okay, so I, for the first time, got the theme stuck in my head the other day, and I was like, yes, it's happening. It's ingrained in my heart now. Because the first couple times, you're just kind of like trying to, you know, like, oh yeah, this is what it sounded like, you know? At least for me, like, I didn't memorize it right away. But then I got it stuck in my head the other day, and I was just like, I was like self-jamming. That doesn't sound right. Love this. RWBY. Oh, baby girl. Nice. I love the little, like, cheese berries. Ooh, little cheese wedges. Yeah, so something happened to the king. And that was something that... Okay, I didn't get to talk about the cat. I like the cat. I don't know about the cat. I think time will tell about the cat. And none of them know to go look for Jaune. Nobody knows that Jaune is even there. So Jaune's just on his own. No, that looks like different people in the back. Some of you have theorized that the knight is Jaune. I think that would be really interesting. Oh man. Oh! But okay, so if that's Alex, then has Alex been here this whole time? Or did Alex get out and come back? You know what I mean? Oh, I guess they'll get into it. They'll get into it. Kitty, here, Kitty! Come back, Kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, come on, Kitty.
Cat's range quarters.
Oh, cat's hindquarters.
Excuse.
Okay. Because of course it would work like that. Of course it would.
Cat?
Very curious.
Which one do you go by?
Oh, I don't go by. That belongs to the days and the years. But if you are asking me what I am, I do suppose I am indeed a cat.
A
Most
cat.
Curious.
And a curious one.
Of course.
Curious cat.
Look, my friends and I really need to get to that giant tree, and so far nothing we've tried has gotten us any further.
It looks to me like we're even farther.
Yeah, I think that's because we're 6 inches tall.
That
Could be both.
Weiss is that. Weiss is having a weird day.
Of course. That is most definitely impossible. You do not go to the tree. The tree goes to you, unless
The
of
tree
course you're
goes to
me.
you.
You
Huh? What?
Not even a little bit.
see? Well, that's your problem. It's a matter of perspective, I'm afraid.
But couldn't you take us then? You've been there before.
So why would I ever want to go back? Yes, I'm glad
tree
we
is not
understand
good?
one another. No sense in seeing a sight seen.
Oh, except for a butterfly.
Alex when she was.
Alex.
Hmm.
Alex?
Uh-oh.
How do you know her?
Good.
Are you friends of hers? Lifelong nemesis? Wait, don't tell me. Okay, no, tell me.
Tell.
Don't know her personally. Just
She wrote a book about her entire adventure in the ever after.
A book? Is it well liked?
It's kind of a childhood
It's a
favorite of
classic.
everyone's where we're from.
Yeah.
Oh, please, I
Timeless
simply
classic.
must know more. What did she write about? How was I portrayed? And do I smell a mouse?
No, you do not.
From one cat to another, could you give us a minute, please?
Back off.
So they're spoken for. Well, please hurry. I have so many questions.
Are we sure they're not called the constantly annoying cat?
Got him. Totally roasted.
Thank you.
Guys,
Good
curious
job,
cat is described
Wayne.
as an ally with an appetite for information. Just because they don't want to go back to the tree doesn't mean we can't lure them there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we just need
That's-
to keep their attention along the way.
With a
That shouldn't be
butterfly?
too hard. We
The
know all
butterfly.
sorts of.
The cat's gone.
Uh,
No.
we do have a mouse, but we are not putting Little in any danger for any reason whatsoever. Butterflies, on the other
Do you have
hand.
questions for us? We'd be happy to answer them.
Christian.
I sense a butt approaching.
We still need to go to the tree, but that'll take
Yang
ages,
must have
right?
been very impressed.
I need time to tell you all the stuff from our world. Look,
Why don't we just walk
ever
towards
seen a scroll
it?
before? Ooh.
Luminous rectangle.
Luminous
What
rectangle.
does this button do?
Oh, it takes a selfie of the
Why is it taking tiny
kitty.
flat versions of me? Is that what I look like smiling?
Uh-huh.
And sinker.
Oh, exciting. So
Reminds me of the cat videos of the cat like playing on the tablet.
That's got some uncomfortable implications. Who thought that was a helpful way to reincarnate? The same people who put a city in the sky. Oh, speaking of Atlas, did that CL girl from the Vital Festival ever come back in a notable way? There's just so many characters to keep track of. Wait, what was my original question?
Are you a
Like,
RWBY fan now,
your
Curious
turn.
Cat?
You asked about the origins of Remnant.
That's right. Brothers. Talk about
Yeah.
a God complex, am I right? All in all, a rather entertaining summary.
It's
Though I
a
felt
pretty good
some of the
show.
character voices were a bit uninspired. Looking at you, wise huntress.
Again, it's Weiss. Just Weiss.
I'm sorry. That character voice
You lot
is
certainly know more
amazing.
about the beginnings of Remnant than Alex did. That girl could barely see past her own nose.
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh, you
Huh?
know. Just hilariously concerned with trivial things.
Yeah, but she learned her lesson in the end, right?
I'd certainly say so. Oh, would you look at
Ah.
that?
Why do
The
I feel like there's
edge
so
of the
much
garden's acre.
to it? Oh, that is pretty. Oh, and the fall leaves too. That means something on this show in a big way. Oh, leave! Kitty wants
This
to
entire world is put together like a bunch of mixed up puzzle pieces. How does anyone make sense of this?
I mean, they'd probably think the
Each acre is
same
named
thing about
specifically for its inhabitants
our
and
world.
their roles.
Oh, and their
Like that on
roles.
Remnant.
No.
How
Really?
strange. It
So
never
the
even
roles are
occurred to me to
important.
ask that before.
I have a question I'd like to ask. How much longer before we're back to regular size?
Not long at all. The garden is just
good.
on this path and is sure to have all the ingredients we need for a lovely Grogurt parfait. Just don't go talking to anyone without me. If you're
Okay.
not careful.
We might get our heads cut off.
That is how we met, isn't it? Folk are such troublemakers.
Oh.
I'm sure we'll cause a lot less trouble once we're back to normal.
Bah, I don't see what all the fuss is about. Some of my best friends are 6 inches tall. If I were you, I'd be more worried about... Oh, who was that scary sorceress you mentioned? Salim? Salem? How many more relics does she need to end the world again?
Here's the thing.
Stop her now that Atlas is gone.
That's actually... We were not going to dwell on that until
Hey,
until
Rubes?
we get through this.
maybe we shouldn't worry about home right now. We've got
let's-
enough problems to.
The cat! What?
Oh god, we lost Cat. Of course we
Oh,
lost
I'm
Cat.
paying attention. Where did they go now?
Oh, they saw a bug.
And you didn't say anything?
It was a very interesting bug.
That was a very
Of all
interesting
the
bug.
characters from the book, why did it have to be the cat? Why couldn't we have gotten help from the lively carpenter or the rusted knight? One was sweet,
The
one
rusted
was handsome,
knight?
and neither of them had the attention span of a goldfish.
You know, I bet you could find a goldfish in one of these ponds.
Speaking of attention spans.
Do you hear that?
Oh no. Uh-oh. I hope it's something good. Let's please be something good. This is, I mean, by the way, this is gorgeous.
Garden?
It certainly looks like a garden.
It's a very
Where's
glowy
that
garden.
coming from?
Oh, it's coming from under the pile of leaves that no doubt houses something. Okay.
I am getting really tired of that question.
Where? We tire of this. Oh boy.
What are you?
Oh, that question. Isn't it obvious?
It's a
I'm an
caterpillar?
herbalist. The
Oh.
herbalist. At least until I'm not anymore.
Until your
Oh,
role is
good.
fulfilled,
Well,
I guess,
all
because roles are
questions
important.
answered then.
Sorry to bother, but, my friends and I could use some help. See, we're trying to get to that giant tree, but
Getting to the tree. Ah, yes. Everyone needs help these days. Everyone.
Why does everyone need help? I'm trying to read between the lines here. Oh wow, we're going inside the mushroom.
Well, are you coming in or aren't you?
you can make us a Grogurt parfait, right?
Well, they are the herbalist. So I hope so? Oh, that's not reassuring.
I must say, you all seem a bit, hesitant. What did you say you were again?
We're huntresses.
And what exactly does a huntress do?
Notice we didn't say
Fight
humans.
monsters, I guess. I'm
Protect
sorry,
people.
I don't understand why this matters.
I
'Cause
don't
everyone has
understand
the
how
role.
You don't understand. I am an herbalist. I make medicines and remedies to help others on their journeys. It is what I am.
Are they trying to
Do
teach
you
her
know
about
what a huntress
herself?
is, or do you guess?
Huntresses are heroes. We protect those who can't protect themselves.
Right.
Thank you. Now, would you say that you're good huntresses?
Yes. Well,
Look, can you
right
help
now
us
they're
with
not
that?
feeling great.
I am trying. But you are making this far more complicated than it needs to be.
Do they
We
need
all
to
have our
know in
titles,
order to
our
help them
roles to
grow
play.
back?
But in order to help you become whatever it is you need to become, you should really have a better understanding of what you are now.
Okay.
You need to know
How do
yourself.
we open mushroom door?
This is how a king winds up a prince. Follow me. My work is not done.
What? There's like little hints at what happened here with the whole Alex situation, I think. Wow, look at that! Woo, we're spinning around. That was a great, like 360, I guess. Oh,
Please, take a seat.
Actually, I think maybe we should be going. Right, Ruby?
This won't take long.
Oh!
Just
God.
answer the questions.
You need to really think about who you are. Think about it a little bit more deeply than just a title, I guess. Whoa. Oh no. Oh, uh-oh.
You have to be sure of what you are and of what you're going to be.
Blake? Ruby!
Oh. Ooh. Ooh, this, I mean, I want to see this is good. Is this going to bring them back to their normal size? Except, whoa!
What? You don't have to go forward, you know? You could go back. Back to before. What?
Back to before.
What are you talking about?
The arm?
It's simple, really. You could just... Or just a cat, if you wanted. Really,
So,
it's up to you. Why would I do that?
drawing
Like
upon
I
our
said,
past to know who we
it's
are and who
simple.
we want to be.
Much simpler than trying to be a bridge between humans and faunus. Why struggle with that responsibility?
The Schnee name. Why bother anymore? What does it even
I'm
say?
loving this.
Instead, you could be a nobody. Could you imagine? Not a single bit of baggage upon your shoulders. Isn't that what you want?
What we're doing is we're
To be
putting
free?
To be something simpler?
To be whole again? No.
we're putting a
My
contrast in
losses,
front of them
My failures,
to see what they're made of.
those more than anything are what have shaped me into who I am. Showed me how I need to grow. If there's something I'm missing, it's not because I've lost it. It's because I haven't found it yet.
Right.
And the only way to do that is to keep going.
A simple life wouldn't be my life.
Nope.
My family, my friends, my culture. I belong to them just as much as they belong to me.
Right. We're part
To
of
give
each
that
other.
all away wouldn't be simplicity. It
Nope.
would be betrayal.
I don't know who you think you are.
Wouldn't
but
be
let me
living.
tell you who I am. I'm the granddaughter of a hero and the child of a villain. I am a citizen of a fallen kingdom and an heir to nothing. I will not be defined by my name because I will be the one to define it. I am White Schnee, and I am a huntress.
I am a huntress.
I am a huntress.
Oh my god, yes. Ruby?
So, are you a huntress?
Ruby's gonna
Like
have
the
a
ones you read about in books?
Ruby.
I don't know. They always saved the day, didn't they? Always knew what to do.
That's
Always
not.
won in the end. But life
It's
isn't
not
like a
the
fairy
end
tale.
yet.
That's right.
So you can
It's
still
up
win
to
in the
you
end.
to make things better, isn't it? Everything all depends on you. Your sister needs
No.
you. Your friends need you. The whole world needs you to keep fighting forever and ever against an invincible monster that took your mother.
Oh.
Mom was the best. But even she failed. That doesn't seem fair.
This
None of
isn't
this
really
seems
how you
fair.
feel. It is, but like,
Supposed to do.
this isn't everything that you feel.
You can do whatever you want. Be whoever you want.
That is true.
You don't even have to be Ruby Rose.
What? Wow, what? What?
So, what are you gonna be?
Oh!
Away from her!
Wow. So this was not a good thing. This was, the intentions were not good.
Much.
Oh, Herb, look at yourself. You're done. You're supposed to be helping others find their way. But you've
Okay.
lost your own. Please let
Oh.
me help. And take a little bit of my heart.
Oh,
You
you
feel
could give each other hearts?
I do apologize. I always was a bit of a workaholic. Huntresses, was it? Peculiar things.
Oh, goodbye. Ah!
Oh, found the cat.
little honey, you missed quite a bit. Okay, my initial thought in that entire scene was, did it reminded me, did it not remind you of a scene way back where we had the three of them were getting questioned about, like, why are you a huntress? And the only one who didn't get questioned was Ruby. And at the time, I'm like, well, that's because Ruby's pretty steadfast and knows, like, exactly why she's here and what she's doing. Now I'm like, was it just not the time for her to go on that journey? And now it is. And now, like, I feel like at that time, all of them were kind of not struggling with it, but, like, you could tell it kind of took them by surprise. Do you remember when we went on the... Oh, hang on, it's going to try to play something else. You guys remember. It was like at the beginning... It wasn't at the very beginning of the show. What is it trying to play? It's the newest one. Okay, we're just going to go. We're just going to go. Back to the main page. All right, you guys. Wow. Okay, so continuing with what I was saying. The three of them, I remember at that time in the episode I'm thinking of, were very like, it felt like the first time they were ever really thinking about it. And this time, it didn't take them long to be like, guess what? I know exactly who I am. And they all gave their different reasons for like, oh my God, Yang's and Blake's were just like, oh, so good. And just a reflection of so much work they have done. But when we got to Weiss, man, that girl is good with words. Because the whole like granddaughter of a hero, child of a villain thing, that's some pros right there. That's some real pros. Man, they have all learned so much, and they are, I feel like, even when we're at our lowest, they know now who they are and what they're doing here. And the only one who isn't sure about that right now is RWBY. And it just reminds me so much of that episode, because the only one who did not get asked in that episode was RWBY. And the only one who is struggling with it now is RWBY. And I can't unsee the parallels. You know what I mean? And I think that she has been really motivated in the past. It's not like she just didn't know what she was doing or why she was here. But I don't think she's ever really taken the kind of journey that some of the other characters have. And we've seen them take journeys. Like the RWBY team and the other teams. Everyone by now has had some kind of like realization about the path that they're on. Except for RWBY. And she is at just her lowest point right now. So it's a good time. It's a good time to start asking the question. And just that whole thing, like, you don't even have to be RWBY anymore. Like, what does it even mean? And I can see how the contrast is kind of meant to help. But clearly, I think it went a little too far. Or maybe it went too far for where she was at in that moment. To the point where it was almost kind of like more jabbing than helping. Wow. And the herbalist. Even the herbalist was kind of having a not so good time at that time. And that's why they kind of had to be like stopped a little bit and be like, oh wow, okay, you know what? I'm overworked at the moment. Please excuse. It happens. It happens to everyone. I love the curious cat just getting caught up on the whole story of RWBY and how like the cat is a RWBY fan now. And the cat's gonna be tuning in to like find out what happens. We had a mention of Alex again, and I still don't kind of know where they're going with that. I guess we'll see. But for right now, we're focusing on. We did hear like two other character names mentioned, and that was the Carpenter and the Knight. So I'm sure they'll be popping. I'm sure anyone who is in the theme will be popping up. But man, the stuff with RWBY, she has some soul searching to do. She has some soul searching to do. And like, yeah, your friends need you. Everyone does need you, but that's not the whole like, I have to be everything for everyone at all times. Like, that is not a weight you have to carry on your own. You have a whole tribe here to support you. Like, we lean on each other. It's not just everyone leans on one person. Wow, guys. Wow. That was some good stuff. That was some really good stuff. Beautiful visuals as always. I think they're really killing it with the visuals this season, and it's a really fun landscape to play with, I'm sure. This very surreal kind of terrain. So, all right, we met another character. I think the cat has their best interest at heart. Maybe with like an asterisk, you know? Because clearly the cat kind of lives on curiosity. So I think that's a lot of the cat's interest. But at the same time, I do feel like they showed up to help Ruby when it was getting to be too much. So, like, that tells me we're probably leaning towards, like, good. I don't know. The whole roles thing is interesting. Because I almost feel like maybe it's like, well, there is no, like, they're not as focused on right and wrong as they are in their roles. That's kind of maybe the feeling I'm getting, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. Little waking up for, like, the tail end, no pun intended, and being like, found the cat. Little is my whole heart. Love. Great episode, you guys. I still really want to see where all this is going with, like, Neo and Jaune, and we still have a lot of ground left to cover. There's still a lot coming. So I guess you could say I'm curious. I'm a curious cat. All right, guys, I need to wrap it up because you could tell I'm fading in terms of how much sense I'm making. Great episode. I loved it. I cannot wait to see more. I'm rooting for you, Ruby. You could do this. You will come out the other end of this stronger than ever. I truly believe that. I truly believe it. And it's a weird thing to say when she's so despondent and she's lost her precious friends and we're just at the end of everything. And, like, we really don't, we really don't know what we're going to do about Salem, but please, for heaven's sake, don't worry about that right now. But yeah, guys, hang in there, Ruby. You can do this. Great episode. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Please, oh my goodness, please. This is seriously such an emotional roller coaster ride right now. Please don't leave me now. Please be sure to join me next time. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.